Namaste. In this clipping, I am making an attempt to explain to you the diminishing marginal rate of substitution, shortly known as the DMRS. DMRS is a concept that you have come to know under the ordinal utility theory, wherein the income of the consumer is given, and let's assume there are two commodities consumed by the consumer, namely apples and bananas. So, given the price of apple and given the price of bananas, also as the income is given, these are the basic assumptions of the theory that I am repeating. Income is given or it remains constant. Price of the two commodities that the consumer consumes also remains constant. So, having the set of assumptions, let us assume the consumer is going to start the consumption with a combination P wherein one apple and 20 bananas are going to be consumed. Combination P where one apple and 20 bananas are going to be consumed by the consumer. Right? Now, if the consumer wishes to increase the consumption of apples from 1 unit to 2, increase the consumption of apples from 1 unit to 2, you know that even as the income and the prices of the two commodities remain the same, to have that one more unit of apple, the number of bananas has to be given up or sacrificed. Only then, in the place of bananas, one more unit of apple can be substituted. So, let us say initially to have one more unit of apple, the consumer will be willing to give up 5 numbers of bananas. So, the combination, say, call this Q, the combination Q will be giving 2 apples and 15 bananas to the consumer. The first combination P, 1 apple and 20 bananas were consumed, and then the consumer wishes to have one more unit of apple. That will be possible only when the number of bananas are going to be sacrificed, because the income does not change, the price of the two commodities also do not change. So that is a basic assumption that you have already understood for the consumer theory. The same thing holds good even here, right? So whether it is P or whether it is Q, that is whether it is going to be 1 and 20 or 2 and 15, it is going to be the same level of satisfaction that the consumer is going to derive. So, if we make an attempt to calculate the marginal rate of substitution, what is this marginal rate of substitution? Marginal rate of substitution refers to the rate at which the commodities are substituted with each other so that the given satisfaction is going to remain the same. You see that to have one more unit of apple, 5 units of bananas are sacrificed, or 1 apple is substituted in the place of 5 bananas. So, over here, the marginal rate of substitution can be calculated as loss by gain, or the marginal rate of substitution would be the number of units in the case of banana which is going to be lost or given up in order to attain the number of units of apples, right, which is basically increasing. That is, to gain one more unit of apple, number of bananas are given up. So, apples are substituted in the place of bananas. So, what you calculate over here is the marginal rate of substitution. So look at this. To have one more apple, 5 units of bananas are given up, or it is a loss by gain. 5 bananas are sacrificed to have one more apple. So this number of bananas given up is over here is 5 is to 1. 1 unit of apple is gained, right? So this can be denoted as the change in the units sacrificed, yeah, due to change in the units gained. In this example, I have taken two products, bananas and apples. So this is how I expressed it. Otherwise, the marginal rate of substitution can be expressed as the change in the number of units sacrificed due to change in the number of units gained, right? So for the first combination, you will not be able to calculate the marginal rate of substitution simply because before P, the combination is not known to us. So the change in the two commodities cannot be assessed. So right from the second combination, we will be able to calculate the MRS, or the marginal rate of substitution. Now, let us assume the consumer wants to move on to another combination, namely R. And over here, once more, let's assume the person is not still happy with the number of apples and wishes to have another unit of apple. So to have that one more unit of apple, the person will be ready to give up only 4 units of bananas. Why is that? Because if you see here, the number of apples are increasing and the number of bananas are falling, right? So as more and more of apples are going to be consumed, there will be a diminishing marginal utility in the case of A, because the stock of apple is increasing. More and more and more of apples consumed, there will be diminishing marginal utility in the case of A. And over here, the number of bananas are falling, 20, 15, 11. So, bananas are going to become dearer to the consumer. So, the willingness to give up bananas to have one more apple, it is going to fall, right? Number of bananas are falling, bananas are becoming dearer, and apples, the stock is increasing. So in the case of apple, as the stock of apple increases, there will be a diminishing marginal utility in operation in the case of consumption of apple. So the intensity to have one more unit of apple actually falls. That's what you understand through this behavior. And what about bananas? In the case of bananas, the stock of bananas is actually falling. So bananas are going to become dearer to the consumer. So we can say that the willingness to give up bananas is going to reduce, or there is an increasing marginal utility in the place of bananas, right? So this rate at which the substitution is happening, look at it. Initially, to have one apple, 5 units of bananas were given up. Now to have one more unit of apple, the consumer is going to give up only 4 units of bananas. So that means the loss by gain will be, in this case, 4:1, right? Then let's say the next combination, S. That is to have the fourth apple. To have the fourth apple, the change in the number of apples is 1 again. Yeah. Same case continues. Stock of apple is increasing, and then the stock of bananas is falling, to have this one more apple, the person has to necessarily give up the number of bananas, but the willingness to give up over here, it falls once more. Let me repeat, the willingness to give up bananas is going to fall once more. So now not even 4, maybe just 2. Let us say consumer is willing to give up only 2 units of bananas to have that one more unit of apple. So 9 bananas and 4 apples will be the combination which would give the same level of satisfaction. Again, let me repeat, whether the consumer is going to be at P, Q, R or S, wherever the consumer is going to be, whichever combination the consumer is going to have, it would give the same level of satisfaction to the consumer. Right? Now, as the consumer moves from combination R to that of S, we observe 2 units of bananas are given up to have one more unit of apple. Right? So, MRS can be calculated as 2 is to 1. Right? One apple is substituted in the place of 2 bananas. Right? So, what do you observe? You observe that the marginal rate of substitution is continuously falling. 5, 4, 2, it falls. Or there is a diminishing marginal rate of substitution. There is a diminishing marginal rate of substitution. Right? Now, if these combinations are going to be plotted, then I'm not going to plot it again. I have told you already that it's not necessary to plot the combinations in micro. It's enough to show the general behavior, right? So let's assume the units of apples are measured here, units of bananas, are going to be measured on the y-axis, units of apples on the x-axis. Fine. So the first combination is 20 bananas and 1 apple. Let's assume the combination P. This is what is a combination P. And then to have one more unit of apple, you see that 5 units are given up. So 15. 2 and 15. So let's say it is over here. Right? So if you plot it, what you will arrive at will be a convex curve to that of the origin, which would be nothing but your indifference curve. I repeatedly kept telling whether the consumer is going to be at P or Q, R or S, whichever combination is the person is going to buy, it would give the same level of satisfaction. So that would mean the consumer is going to remain on the same indifference curve, right? So P, Q, R and S probably are the points on the indifference curve which gives the same level of satisfaction, right? So along the indifference curve, what is measured? The marginal rate of substitution is what is measured. Let me repeat. Along the indifference curve or the slope of the indifference curve, it gives the marginal rate of substitution. Along the indifference curve, the diminishing marginal rate of substitution is what is shown, or the slope of the indifference curve is what is the marginal rate of substitution, right? And the indifference curve, it is convex to the origin because of the diminishing marginal rate of substitution. The downward sloping curve, it indicates that to have one more unit of apple, bananas have to be substituted, right? The principle of substitution takes place, or the change in the variables, they are inverse. See, this is increasing and this is falling. The change in the variables, it is inverse. That is why you have a negatively sloping indifference curve, or the indifference curve slopes down. Right? That's the first property of the indifference curve that you have understood. The second property of the indifference curve is that indifference curve, they are convex to the origin. Why are they convex to the origin? They are convex to the origin because of the diminishing marginal rate of substitution. You have understood already there is a principle of substitution involved. To have more of one product, the other one has to be given up or sacrificed. Fine. And this product will be substituted in the place of the other. So the rate at which the substitution is happening, it is falling, or there is a diminishing marginal rate of substitution. Right? So that is why the indifference curve will be convex to the origin. Hope you have understood the DMRS concept. Thank you.